Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. We have Tyler Sweeney. Fellas, it is Wednesday night. How are y'all doing?
Couldn't be better.
It's the offseason, man.
That's what I like to hear.
So where we got the hope?
We are back.
The hopium is back.
Pirates are tied
Yes,
for first
sir.
place.
Boom.
Haven't lost a game yet in 2026.
That's a good point.
Yeah, who needs a salary cap? Forget those Dodgers.
It's hard to forget them.
Yeah.
Totally off topic, but what about the Shota news and the Cubs? That's kind of adjacent.
There's been a few interesting things that have happened already. Like I was not expecting that to happen. So yeah, Shota Imanaga now a free agent. Shane Bieber decided to just not opt out of his deal, and I think he's going back to Toronto. Trevor Story, who was, I think a lot of people were expecting him to opt out, he's going back to Boston. So yeah, some interesting developments.
I guess I don't understand why people are surprised about Shota. Like, why not opt out?
No, Shota, the Cubs declined.
I know they
Shota's
declined
option
his
in
5th-year option.
2028. Yeah,
so he opted out like now.
Right, which makes sense. Like, yeah,
right.
Opt out now so you can. But I would not have thought that the Cubs would have. Like the Cubs basically said,
right.
But the Cubs, by not picking up that option, forced him to opt out.
Fair, but like he wasn't that good. Granted, you're not getting pitching for that price, so at 6'7", I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well,
there it is. Oh dear Lord, we did not just have Jim do that. How do I boot him? Here it is.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit surprising that the Cubs declined that, but at the same time, like, I don't know, they're broke.
They're broke.
Yeah, they're broke. Those poor Cubs. I'm shocked. Again, that was just something I just assumed was happening.
Yeah, I did see John Heyman tweeted out today. I'm blocked by John Heyman, but I saw someone retweet it, so that's how I was able to see it. But he said the Cubs are due to finally sign a big free agent.
It's about time, guys. What are you waiting for? That's good news for Pirates fans.
I mean, he is 31 and he's not a big dude. Like, you know what? I'm going out on a limb. I think the Cubs get the better end of this opt out. I think by that year he'll be useless.
Okay. Well, he's still got 2 more years, so
yeah. Well, in 2 more years, then,
or he would have been very affordable.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? By that time, Cubs will have the better end of that deal.
Yeah.
Come back here to North Shore 9 in 2028 to find out.
Yeah. Anyways, the Pirates made some moves too.
They did. They purged some people as well. Not of Shota's magnitude, but yeah, there's some waiver. They put some guys on waivers. They cleaned a little bit of house. I think I don't think we're dissatisfied with what happened. 3 players the Pirates put on waivers. One of them being Ji Hwan Bae. Let's just kind of start there. One of them being Ji Hwan Bae. Did we anticipate this happening? Do we think that they were going to be stubborn and hold on to him?
It's not over yet.
I wouldn't say that. No, I'm not surprised by this news at all. I mean, I think, just to fill everybody in, Ji Hwan Bae has been placed on waivers. So teams have until tomorrow to claim him. If they don't claim him, he clears waivers, he gets outrighted, and at 5 p.m. tomorrow, he will become a free agent, a minor league free agent. So unless the Pirates decide to bring him back as a minor league free agent, Ji Hwan Bae is gone. I think I've made my thoughts very well known on Ji Hwan Bae in the multiple years that I've been doing this show. So yeah, this was long overdue. he has shown over and over and over and over again that he is not a competent Major League Baseball player. So, yeah, I'm at least a little encouraged by this, that it seems like they are trimming a little bit of the fat off this 40-man roster heading into the offseason. Because let's face it, if this team wants to go to the playoffs, full stop, period, whatever, period, full stop. I already forget the
Period
quote.
or full stop, Jim.
Ji Hwan Bae can't be a part of the team. Like, the team's not going to go anywhere if Ji Hwan Bae is a part of it.
I'll get excited whenever he gets signed somewhere else or goes to play in Korea or wherever the hell he's gonna go. Until then, I've been burnt by this too many times of the Pirates getting rid of somebody that I despise, and then he ends up back on this roster somehow in AAA or whatever it may be. Fingers crossed he's gone for good, because I don't want to see this guy put on the uniform ever again. Other than the fact that I don't like him, he's a terrible baseball player. And like Jim said, you have a better chance of being a good baseball team without him on the 40-man. He's bad at this sport. Don't want to watch him play anymore.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with it. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, this is like the correct move, even though Ben Cherington doesn't do the correct move often. Even for him, I felt like this was inevitable. So it is happening. Also on top of that, the other two, Liover Peguero, also Jack Little. So there's the three guys put on waivers. I mean, honestly, like all three of them, I feel like it is what it is. I'm not shocked. It's not any that say like even Peguero in a sense. It's not like, hey, how come you're getting rid of him? Like there's some future there. He's still young. No, like he really hasn't shown much. Even in AAA this year, hasn't shown much. And like with Bae, ironically enough, he shows quite a bit in AAA, but he doesn't show enough in the majors. And he's had ample time, over like with 3 seasons, I think now in the major leagues. Now, obviously not a whole large sample size in any of them, but to me, large enough where I just look at him and say, he's not a good player. Like there was some hype to him, with his speed, and if he had good enough contact skills, like with that speed, he could probably be somewhat productive. But even like the speed that he has, he doesn't use it well. He gets thrown out on the bases quite often. He just, like you said, he isn't a good enough baseball player. We talk about his athleticism and how that could maybe help him become a good and adequate defender, and that didn't seem to be the case also. So yeah, like you said, Jim, time to cut the fat.
You know what's a sad statistic that I just looked up? Since Ben Cherington's been general manager of the Pirates, among players with 300 plate appearances or more, Liover Peguero has been the 22nd best Pittsburgh Pirate since 2020.
So he was just put on waivers.
But let's face it. I think this puts an end to the Starling Marte trade. Really, I mean that was Ben's first big splash. Peguero was the big name coming back there. He had a lot of hype. He was a top prospect in the game. Like he was on multiple top 100. He was a consensus top 100 prospect in baseball. And just never really put it together after AA. Right. And he got, a few cups of coffee in the majors. And I'll say this, like he was never like awful. Like the Pirates have brought up some guys to the majors who were just flat out terrible. And Peguero wasn't that. He just wasn't good enough. And he's out of options. So like there's no reason to keep Liover Peguero around unless you were planning on him being a part of your 26-man roster. And kind of going back to my point about Bae, if you want to be good next year, Peguero can't be on the team.
To me, this is also kind of a failure on the Pirates front office, other than the fact that I know he didn't pan out. But if Peguero could have stuck at shortstop, there's still a spot for him here. But the fact that he really just can't play shortstop, and they didn't identify that early in the process, they probably would have passed on him if they did identify that. he's probably a major leaguer if he can play shortstop. But unfortunately, now he's at the point where he's second baseman, platoon utility guy. Like, if he could have picked it there, he's got a spot, I think. Unfortunately, they missed. They flat out missed. It happens, but you don't want to miss on something like trading Starling Marte.
That's the biggest problem. And I'll say, like, even if he's stuck at shortstop, I still think he's quite fringy at best. Like, at best, he's quite fringy. But like, the point remains what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, like you said, now you say the books are closed. With Malone, he's still with the Pirates, though, right? Now, I'm only just saying this because technically speaking, the books aren't closed. Like, Brendan Malone was with the team this past season. He's still technically with them, right? For next year?
Let me double check, but I want to say Brennan Malone at this point, since he was a 2019 draft pick, he would fall under minor league free agency right after. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., I'm thinking
he's a free agent.
Brennan Malone will be a free agent. Let me just
double check that. But ultimately, it's over. Like, because Malone's not really. It's
Brennan Malone is a minor league free agent. 5 p.m. Thursday.
So then,
shout out Ethan, MLB Spreadsheets Patreon. Make sure you join. That's where I got that info.
Boom. But yeah, so then by all accounts, and yes, then the book is closed on Starling Marte, and they just failed miserably on that trade. So that was Ben's, like you said, like the first splash. That was the turning point of, like, we're going to rebuild this team. And those were the two players that he acquired to do so. And nothing out of that, which, as a matter of fact, Starling Marte got traded twice afterwards. And those teams,
every team got something out of Starling Marte except the Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so again, back to Peguero. I mean, he wasn't performing in AAA. He was always a guy, and that's the thing too. Like, he always was doing good enough. It was just like, well, I mean, also, like, put some perspective on it. He's one of the youngest guys in the league, right? So, like, he's not tearing the cover off the ball. He's not out there like performing at a credible rate or something. But you got to understand, he's one of the youngest players at every league he was in. So there was also why there was still some more hype to him, even though, like, the numbers didn't really show it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I felt like it was just weird because it seemed like he took a really big step backwards. And that's where he now is. He's gone. And yeah, so it kind of sucks too, because I mean, I liked Peguero. I felt like I liked him as a person. He was one of those guys, like, I want him to become a major leaguer because he seems pretty fun. I like the way he plays. Like, I just like Liover Peguero.
Yeah, as a fan, like, Peguero was an easy guy to root for.
Oh, for sure.
Plain and simple. Like, had the personality, someone that, like, yeah, you wanted to see him succeed because, it would also help if one of these hitting prospects would turn out every once in a while. So I said, Peguero just unfortunately didn't work out. Like Zach says, we'll always have that series in Coors Field where he just, he went off, had a 3-homer game in Colorado this season. But yeah, I don't know. He just wasn't able to hit after AA. Like, he hit AA and he was young for that level, kind of stalled that first year there, kind of figured out the level the second time through, but then got to AAA and was just never able to hit upper level pitching. Started striking out a whole lot more too than he did in the lower level. So yeah, it just didn't work out. He just couldn't adjust to better pitching.
Yeah, I mean, he's still young. He could figure it out somehow. Like, if he was on another team, he is the perfect guy for the Pirates to pick up. Former top prospect, younger, former top 100 guy, but yeah, I don't.
He might do that. Relax. You might forget.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, wait,
I mean, yeah,
this Peguero guy's out there.
Totally gone yet.
Yeah,
but yeah, like,
I mean, the fact
he was easy to root for.
Yeah, and if you think he can play shortstop, then he's still got a certain level of interesting stuff going on there.
Right.
And I've honestly, like, if the Pirates want to bring back Liover Peguero on a minor league deal, I'm good with that, because I don't see him getting a major league deal anywhere. Like, he's going to sign somewhere as a minor league free agent, invite to spring training camp deal. So, like, if the Pirates want to bring him back on a minor league deal, I'm not opposed to that.
Same.
I don't think there's anything there, but
Right.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. That's just some minor.
To me,
league
it's
depth.
a what if, like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's a whole lot of depth at the position outside of Connor Griffin.
There's
So,
not.
Why not?
But obviously they don't believe in him at shortstop either. So I don't really see them doing that.
Yeah,
But
if he's
yeah,
not going
I
to
mean-
hit, and he can't play shortstop, then there's just no point.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he did play 30 games at short in AAA this year. Of course, 11 in the majors.
I mean, but again, that's because they have nobody else.
Well, they still have nobody else. So
True.
again, I'm alluding to is like it could be a depth piece. It could just be like a hey, like we're
Yeah.
not really deep, anyways. You want to come back, minor league deal? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, break glass. Here's Liover Peguero.
There are worse options.
Not many. But
I mean,
yes.
not many. I mean,
Alika Williams. Although
yeah, I mean,
I'll say that, like
ended
Liover
this season on
Peguero,
a red hot tear.
Liover Peguero had positive WAR during his tenure with the Pirates.
yeah,
it
for
was
real.
It was 0.1, but it was technically positive, which is better than what you can say for a lot of other ex-Pirates.
But imagine if Peguero didn't have to play first base as often as he did. He'd probably be like 0.3 WAR.
Maybe. That's a good point.
True. He
So
underperformed.
we
All
hardly
right.
knew you, Peggy.
And then Jack Little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Jack
I'm
be
not gonna
little,
lie,
Jack be quick.
I saw Jack Little's name on this report, and I was like, didn't really know that guy was on the 40 man. He played. He never pitched an inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was claimed off waivers from the Dodgers earlier in the season. Pitched in AAA, a handful of times. I think he had like 14 games in AAA out of the bullpen. Again, another guy where, yeah, they had to clear. They got to clear some space because there's a couple of guys they're going to have to add to this 40 man before December rolls around. They had to, clear some room for the 60-day IL guys who are coming off. So yeah, there were a few people
And they
who
just added.
Yeah, like I said, so they
waivers.
needed to clear some room. So yeah, these are three names that will be removed from the 40 man.
I think I learned his name like a week ago when I was looking at the 40 man roster. And I was just scrolling up and down it, trying to figure out who they were going to get rid of. And I saw a guy named Jack Little. And I was like, well, he's gone. Still don't know who he is.
Well, our discussion about Esmerlyn, do you protect Esmerlyn? Of course, this is before the Arizona Fall League. But do you protect him? Because he's not really the profile of guys that get selected in the Rule 5 draft. But again, a team like the Pirates that are starving for some production as far as hitters and, of course, prospects that are hitters, you just simply do so, right? And the whole thing was like, do you or don't you? And it's, well, you know what? You can find room. Jack Little is the definition of, on this Pirates team, you can find room to find Esmerlyn Valdez on the 40 man to protect. Because apparently there's a guy named Jack Little on the team. So, yeah. That's my contribution to my Jack Little talk. Yes, you can find a spot for Esmerlyn Valdez.
Poor Jack Little.
Sorry, Jack.
Tonight.
Yeah, Jack Little's just catching strays.
I'm telling you, if your name's Jack, like, I guess after like 2008, it's not good when you're a Pirate, because Jacks on the Pittsburgh Pirates tend to seem to get a lot of hate, it seems.
Yeah, I can't think of another Jack.
No,
So
they're just not good.
A
and not
useful
liked.
Jack.
Jack Sawinski was useful for a little bit.
Yeah,
In
he's from
spurts.
Juan
For a little bit when he was not at PNC Park.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the end of an era.
For Jack Little.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Shout out.
Jim's dad.
Shout out my dad, Jack Rosati. Yeah.
Never met a Jack I liked.
Well, since 2008, he was way before 2008.
Yeah,
so we're
he's
good.
Pre 2008. He's good. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
say this
and
too.
also-
yeah,
He started the Johnny Cueto chant.
He did. He did.
So actually, there is a Jack I
True.
liked in 2013.
okay. You know what? I was gonna say something, but I'll take it back. What I was gonna say was that Jack Wilson is also the only Jack where I appreciate their children. But that's still
No,
true.
that still stands.
But you know what? Jack Rosati, you're absolved though. I appreciate you for starting the for starting the Cueto chant. Because the world might not know. Well, we got to keep letting the world know. Jack Rosati did start
He
the
did.
Johnny
He
Cueto
started it.
chant.
I do have to.
So you're
share
absolved
a
from the bad
correct-
Jacks.
I have to share a correction here, Donardo. You said that you appreciated Jack Wilson's kids, and that was the only Jack. I like Jim's sister. She's a nice person.
The
The
boys.
son of the family. Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. Specifically, yes. The sons. The sons of Rosatis. All right,
The
let's
sons
move
of
on.
Jacks.
So anything else we want to talk about specifically with Jack Little?
No, I've got nothing
Okay.
to add about Jack Little.
Then let's move on.
Couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Do we want to get into the meat and potatoes of this show and talk about Barry?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So he's being reconsidered, guys. The Contemporary Era Committee is going to debate this time to put in Barry Bonds or not. So there's still a chance. There's still a chance, guys. Is Barry Bonds a Hall of Famer or not? Are we going to send Doug and Ryan to Cooperstown once again to see Barry?
I was wrong last year when, with this committee. I mean, you look at, I did not think that Dave Parker was going to get in. Now, obviously we're dealing with different circumstances here, but yeah, I mean, you've got an 8-person class here: Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, Carlos Delgado, Jeff Kent, Gary Sheffield, and Fernando Valenzuela. 16-person committee will determine who among those, if any, get in. 12 out of those 16 people need to vote them in. Last time Bonds was on this ballot, he didn't even get 4 of the 12, and that was 3 years ago. So, I mean, if we're saying, like, does he deserve to be in? I would put him in, like, especially like Rob Manfred, and Rob Manfred just basically said it's a free for all now, right? Like, he just said, I mean, hey, now that Pete Rose is dead, his lifetime ban is over. He can now go into the Hall of Fame. If we're gonna let people who like,
hold on. It's because he's dead.
Right.
We're not trying to kill Barry Bonds, are we?
Bonds never had a lifetime ban. Like, this is just like a subjective thing that is keeping him out of the Hall of Fame. So, like, you look at Rob Manfred basically just said that everyone's basically allowed in the Hall of Fame, no matter what you did. Now we'll see if that ends up happening. We'll see if Pete Rose somehow gets in some sort of capacity. But, like, I don't know, if Rob Manfred's saying Pete Rose is eligible for the Hall of Fame, then Barry Bonds should be eligible to be in the Hall of Fame. And he is. He's on the ballot, right? But I don't know. It's a weird thing because, like, at that time in the sport, and I don't know how many people watching or listening to this were really watching baseball back then, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. But it was pretty apparent that there was some stuff happening. Like, just dudes were Dudes were huge. Like people just all of a sudden just got massive. People started hitting homers like crazy. Like Jay Bell was out there hitting 40 homers after being like a bunt guy. All he would do is bunt in Pittsburgh. He
like
goes to
36.
Arizona and starts hitting just nukes, like it was a weird time of baseball. And I think the thing that always just made me feel like the steroid era, like the players shouldn't necessarily be blamed for it, is that it was coming out of that strike. Baseball needed a spark. Baseball knew these guys were doing this and they didn't do anything to curb it. Like they just kind of turned their head and said, yeah, you know what? You guys, we're just going to have plausible deniability here. We're not going to do anything. We know something's up, but not really. So I don't know. I feel like you can't necessarily hold guys accountable for something that, one, a lot of people were doing, and two, like baseball was encouraging this type of behavior. They were encouraging it. Baseball was encouraging.
I don't know if I'll go as far as like encouraging, but they were certainly
looking
away. Well, yes.
I mean, yeah, it's like
they weren't
if you were
encouraging
around for the
steroids, so they're saying, well, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, they welcomed it with open arms, is what they did.
Right.
So like, can you? I don't know. Can you blame a whole era of people for that? I don't know. I think enough time has passed where it's like, you know what? Judge them against their peers, right? Like you look at someone like Luis Gonzalez or who was a Brady Anderson, right? For like there were guys who like all of a sudden just put up like 2 to 3 year spurts where it was like, where did this come from? Those guys you don't let in, right? But like the players who were clearly better than their peers, let them in. Let Barry Bonds in. Let Mark McGwire in. Let Roger Clemens in. Let these guys in.
So I think the whole steroid Hall of Fame argument should have been squashed in 2016 when they let Mike Piazza in. Plain and simple, Mike Piazza was a Reuter. He was a 62nd round pick. The only reason he got drafted was because he was Tommy Lasorda's godson. He was in every single steroid book ever. Like everybody knew this dude was juiced. And almost 10 years ago, they let him in. That's when the steroids or the ban not allowing steroid users into the Hall of Fame should have been just thrown out the window because you already let one in. And God knows how many others you let in. Like Pudge Rodriguez is in. Come on. Pudge Rodriguez, he was roided up. There are probably more than a handful of guys in the Hall of Fame that were juiced up. And you had to be. Like, if not, everybody else is doing it. What do you want from me? Like, I have to perform. Does it suck? Yeah, like, looking back, probably would have been cool for him not to all be on steroids. And was it good in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. But, like, you can go through every era. There were issues everywhere. Like, they were all doped up on amphetamines in the 80s and the 70s. There are things you can point out from every single era that could keep guys out of the Hall of Fame. And when we're talking about Barry Bonds, I think they started like really testing for steroids in 04.
By the way,
Bonds,
05
was
is when it was
05?
officially
Okay.
banned.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying when steroids was officially
Gotcha.
banned was in 2005 also.
Right. His on-base percentage in 2008 at like 41 years old was 480. Tell me that guy doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Like, we droll over the things Shohei Ohtani does, and they are incredible. And even looking at some of the things Aaron Judge does, like his numbers are ridiculous. They barely hold a candle to Barry Bonds' prime. What he did in his prime is silly. It won't be touched. Nobody will ever do what he was able to do. He walked 37% of the time and struck out like 6. They intentionally walked him with the bases loaded, and it wasn't a stupid decision at all. And I know other guys have had that happen before as well. But Barry Bonds, it happened more than once. Barry Bonds is the best hitter of all time, and it's not close. It makes no sense to keep him out. Just do it already. You've already let the other ones in. Let him in.
Yep.
Then we don't have to have this conversation every year.
That's a good point. But then again, does baseball look at it and say this conversation is good? Because every year we're talking. So they could look at it in that sense. But I'm absolutely with you. I mean, I've made this stance known for like years and years and years. To Jim's point, like they turned the blind eye. They were okay with it. It's not as if they're telling people to do it. Oh, we send letters. Hey guys, by the way, don't take steroids. But we're going to promote you. We're going to vote on you. We're going to market all this. Like you guys are bringing back baseball, because like honestly, like McGuire and Sosa and then Barry later, like they saved baseball at some point in time. It's the truth, and everyone is around it. Everyone was watching it. So there is that part of it. There's the part of, again, not going to say everyone was doing it, but the majority was doing it. So again, to like Jim's point, which I co-sign on here, like grade me among my peers. If you think I was taking steroids, which I think we all know Bonds was, though also never a test to prove that he did. He never failed a steroids test. But a lot of other people were taking steroids also. Sounds to me like the playing field was level. Like that's my problem with all this also. Like the pitcher that's throwing to me, Roger Clemens, was taking steroids. I just leveled up. Like I made things even. That's kind of, again, like just where I'm at. When the vast majority are taking steroids, it's a level playing field now. And it sucks for the guys that weren't. Oddly and ironically enough, like it sucks you weren't taking steroids when everyone else was, because like that's the real disadvantage. And that's why I think that's why Ken Griffey Jr. gets so much love, because he was doing what he was doing in that steroids era without taking it. Not to
maybe
that we know
probably
of, right?
That we know of, and that's true.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot of like that we know of, and I think it's maybe it's because he was the face of baseball and it's a lot of hush hush. But like everyone. He's never come out in any books. Like you're talking about Tyler. He's never come out anywhere. Mm-hmm. No one who's ever been connected had ever spoken of Ken Griffey Jr. But Barry Bonds was just, I can't even say a whole nother level, because whatever that level is, he was on a whole nother level of that compared to everyone else. Tyler's point about the on-base percentage. Like Aaron Judge this year had a 457 on-base percentage. Ridiculous. A 204 weighted runs created plus. He's twice the hitter as the average hitter in baseball. 331, 457, slugged 688, a 204 weighted runs created plus. Just epically amazing. That's whatever.
A down year for Bonds.
That's whatever. Let me tell you, year after year for Barry Bonds, starting in year 2001, 515 on base percentage, 582 on base percentage, 529 on base percentage. And in 2004, at the ripe age of 39, Andrew McCutcheon, 609 on base percentage. Can you imagine getting on base 60% of the time?
No.
What? And that's just on base. Home runs, 49, 73, 46, 45, 45. And yes, Tyler, at the age of 42 in 2007, this dude had a 276 batting average, a 480 on base, 565 slugging, and a 157 weighted runs created plus. He was 57% better than the league average hitter at age 42 with a 3 WAR. The guy could still be playing right now. Like, that's also what's kind of weird about this, because of everything that was going on in that moment. How many more years is he maybe potentially playing if like he wasn't shunned from baseball almost?
I wanted the Pirates to sign him so bad in 08.
I'll say
Right?
this. I once played a historical out of the park league where I made it where I was like, I'm curious on what would happen if Barry Bonds just never left the Pirates. And so I just
Yes.
kept re-signing him as a Pirate. He played until he was like 51 years old in that league. And he was still hit the ball. Like he was a DH by that point, but he was like an above average hitter at like age 50. The dude just would never retire. But back to reality, you go to his baseball reference page and it's just the amount of black ink that you see on this page is absurd. There's no question. He's the best hitter to ever live. Best hitter to ever live. You take out the steroids, and I think this is my argument, because it's like there are guys where it's like without the steroids, would they have been that good? Greg asks in the comments, like Sammy Sosa. Like Sammy Sosa is not a Hall of Famer in my mind.
With you.
But like Barry
100%.
Bonds won 2 MVPs with the Pirates, then won a third with the Giants right after leaving, and then won 4 more MVPs, at ages 36, 37, 30, 39. You talk about his prime, Tyler, and I guess my response is like his prime was like 20 years long. He didn't really have a prime. It was just like he was just so good forever. So yeah, I just have a hard time saying this guy shouldn't be in, because he was just leaps and bounds the best hitter I've ever seen in my life. And no one will ever see another hitter as good as this guy. Ever. Like you just mentioned, you just talked about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani and like what kind of numbers they're putting up. They're not close. They're not close to Barry Bonds. Like not even close. The guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Aaron Judge is 33. Aaron Judge has a 61.6 WAR. Like if Aaron Judge retired today, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I think I would probably say yes.
Yeah.
But he's on that borderline. But obviously he has more years ahead of him, right? But if you cut his career short, and it was like a late bloomer, but regardless, he's a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds, through age 30. Let's cut him off at 95. Through age 30. He's got a 74 WAR. If he retired, if he said at age 30, I'm going Barry Sanders, like I'm leaving the sport, so I'm just leaving. I'm walking away. He's a Hall of Famer. Don't even worry about the back half of his career with all those other incredible stuff. Literally cut his career in half. He's a Hall of Famer. Like no question asked. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, people my age probably forget, and don't
with
forget.
3 MVPs.
Just didn't see it, but he was a guy that stole 40 to 50 bags a year as well. Before, when I actually got to see him in San Francisco a little more growing up, like this guy was swiping bags as well. And again, he got intentionally walked 120 freaking times in this season. Teams deemed it more valuable to put him on first base than pitch to him.
They did it when bases were loaded.
Yes.
The bases were loaded and they walked him.
120. They put him on first base 120 times in the season intentionally instead of throwing him a pitch.
Ooh.
Barry Bonds stats are really fun.
You pulling up his baseball reference page, you like something sticks out to you that's different. Like every time you look at it.
What do you think his X Global would have been?
There's so
that's Doug.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So yeah, like if we're looking at this Hall of Fame class, Bonds is in, Clemens is in. That's probably the only 2 I'm putting in. I would hear your arguments for the other guys, but like they fall just short for me.
So you're not in on Gary Sheffield.
I'm not.
I still want Sheffield to be in. I
I
love myself some
I
Gary
think
Sheffield,
he's
though.
on that line there.
I liked Gary Sheffield, but again, like kind of going back to that steroid era players,
I know.
Gary Sheffield, I mean, with, and I said, again, never failed a drug test or anything, but like, just if you stack him up against the other guys in that era, like, was he good enough? Because you got to kind of grade on a curve when you're dealing with those years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I loved Gary Sheffield. Growing up as a kid, like doing the little bat waggle. Like, I mean, who didn't do the bat waggle when you were in Little League? Like, everyone was doing that. I was trying to look for my little mini baseball bat, but yeah, he was awesome. It's just I don't know if I'm putting him in.
I think it's fair.
Like you got to be heads and shoulders better than everybody else for me to put you in from that era.
And that's, I didn't get to say that part, but that's the other thing I've always been said also is like, if you're a borderline Hall of Famer, like that to me is where it's like, okay, steroids are implicated or known. That's where you draw the line. But again, that's why Barry Bonds to me and like Roger Clemens, they're a whole nother level. Like they're not borderline at all, nowhere near close. But that's why with Sheffield, I can understand because he is borderline. Man, I love me some Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of guys from that era. I think their numbers, especially when you equate it to league average, it's not as good as it probably could be if it was in another era, a la Kenny Lofton.
I'm falling more and more in love with Lofton, by the way.
So, like,
I'm
just throwing it out there here. Like, he's a 109 WRC plus guy, 9% above average. If he plays in any other era, that number's a lot higher. It is suppressed because he was like everybody else in the league was a little bit juiced up. So numbers were up. Like even looking at Barry Bonds, like you mentioned it, what his 42-year-old season was, Donardo, 56% above average.
Yeah.
You put that in this year, he's actually he's pretty much on pace with Aaron Judge. He's probably like 180 WRC plus with that kind of season. So league averages across
put it this way,
eras are a little bit
his
screwed.
OPS that year is 1,045.
Yeah. And I think Judge was 1,144. So yeah, there's a difference there, but still. Like he's maybe a 170, 180.
I'll say this just because I have Juan Soto's page up, and I was going to say it too because you talk about the intentional walks, 120 for Barry Bonds. We all know of Juan Soto, great on base. He walks. Juan Soto walked this year 127 times. Again, the guy who's known for getting on base, and they put Barry Bonds intentionally as many times as Juan Soto walked. But Juan Soto's OPS this year was 921. Juan Soto, no slouch. This year, Juan Soto, a 156 weighted runs created plus. So, like, the same percentage above the league.
Right.
156 for Juan Soto. I think it was 157 technically for Barry Bonds. But 1,045 OPS compared to a, what did I just say,
9-something.
921, actually. 921 OPS. So, like, yeah.
Where do you guys fall on McGuire? Because I know we talked about other. He's the one that's confusing.
McGuire's in for me too. Like
I don't think he's
again one of those guys where like he separates himself, and it's not like he was just good, when he went to. Yeah, McGuire's in for me.
I don't know.
It's close for me. I want to lean to like yes. Also, just because of the fact, and I know obviously, if you're keeping him out for steroids, this is part of the reason why I'm saying yes. But like, again, just that magical summer.
Yeah.
That, like to me, like it just heightens what he also did.
Yeah, and like I said, if you don't remember that, like this was 1998, summer of 1998. Like, if you were just watching regular TV, like you were watching TV, you were watching Fox, whatever was on Fox on Tuesday night, they would interrupt primetime programming to watch Mark McGwire at bats. Like, just imagine that happening now. Like, that would never happen. Like, you're not interrupting primetime TV to go to see what Aaron Judge is doing on like network television. But it's not something that would happen today. But like back then, it was, yeah, you're watching X-Files at night and Mark McGuire stepping up to the plate. Yeah, sorry, Agent Mulder, but you're gonna have to wait. McGuire's got a bat, you know.
So,
But yeah,
like, even with all that being said, like, we have Bud Selig, the guy that allowed it all to happen. Just turned a blind eye. You know what? He is in the Hall of Fame.
Very good point. Very good point.
So what are we doing here, guys?
No, actually, I mean, kind of put this in perspective to my viewpoint of the whole the Dodgers thing, right? Like the Dodgers aren't a problem, the Pirates aren't the problem, the system's a problem, right? Well, this is all a problem because of the system that Bud Selig put out in place. Again, like they all turned a blind eye to it. It was no problem because it was helping Bud out. He was trying to make baseball successful. He was kind of at a bad place, and it became successful. They could have put a stop to this quite early, but it was helping the game out. It was helping Bud out, and then Bud is now in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, that's a very good point, also, Tyler.
So I'm a yes on Bonds. Tyler.
Oh,
yeah. Who else on this list? Like this 8-player list? What would your yeses be?
I need to see the whole list again here.
So we've got Bonds, Clemens, Mattingly, Murphy. Where I think Murphy's another one of those guys, like borderline too. Delgado.
Someone put in the comments here just to bring it up while we're on it. Someone brought in the comments here, and I've seen that somewhere before too. But like Murphy getting in helps cut his chances.
It would. Murphy getting in, I think, helps a lot of like other people's chances because he's like that kind of that borderline guy. But yeah, Delgado, Kent, Sheffield, Valenzuela.
So I'm a yes on Clemens, obviously yes on Bonds. Delgado's a no for me. He's close, but not quite there. Jeff Kent has a pretty good argument, I think.
I agree.
I think he has a better argument than Delgado, but you know what? Jeff Kent's probably a yes to me. Dale Murphy, I'll put in just so we can get Cutchin. Gary Sheffield's still a no to me. Just I think he was a little bit too roided up. And Valenzuela's a no.
I don't think I can say anything different from what Tyler just said. I feel like Jeff Kent also like very underrated in this landscape, at that time. Yeah. But very good player, especially at the position.
Right.
And like, yeah, I like Gary Sheffield. I really want him to, right? But I don't know if it's truly deserving. Again, with the landscape with Aaron, he was involved. His was like he was a benefit of it, I feel. And it's just too borderline for me. I want to. Yes, he hit over 500 home runs. Like if he gets in, I have no problem getting in. I don't think he will, and I don't think I have much of a case to argue against those who are against him.
I'm calling timeout. Sheffield's in for me. I'm putting everyone over 500 home runs in.
Okay.
You get the 500, you're in for me.
That's
Jose Canseco, is he in?
He was really good, though.
He had 462. Never mind. He fell just short.
Okay. Good.
I was like, yes, I'm back.
Thank God we're back.
I think my thing with Kent, and I mean, Jeff Kent's a really good player. Second base has been a position kind of like third base where like I feel like you got to be like really good.
Right.
Someone in the comments, I think it was Steel City DW, mentions like Lou Whitaker. Like Lou Whitaker's not in, and here's the deal: like, if you're gonna put Jeff Kent in, then like you better damn sure put Lou Whitaker in at some point in time, because Lou Whitaker was a lot better. So like that second base position is just interesting to me, because Jeff Kent. I mean, Jeff Kent has pretty much similar career numbers to, like, I don't know, Ian Kinsler, and like, is Ian Kinsler a Hall of Famer?
No.
Is Dustin Pedroia a Hall of Famer? Because those three are kind of all in like similar boats.
But I think,
And I'm going to say no to all of them.
Are
To the
they in
era,
similar
though.
boats though?
If you're looking at like career WAR and you're looking at Jaws,
I don't,
you know,
but I don't know if you can.
but like you're looking at Jaws, it goes Altuve, Pedroia, Kinsler, Kent.
I don't want to make this a looking up stat show here.
Yeah, I
but
mean, that right, exactly. But it's just like, I don't know, like Jeff Kent's one of those guys where like there are better players than him that have been left out. So like if you're putting Kent in, like you're lowering the bar for second baseman.
So here's where I would disagree, because I know you mentioned the WAR and the Jaws, whatever the hell that is. But you look at their WOBA.
We interviewed the guy Jaws on the show last year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whatever the hell that is.
yeah.
But if you look at the WOBA, and again, that's where I go back to looking across eras. 338 for Ian Kinsler. I think it was 367 for Jeff Kent. So then when you're looking across eras, Jeff Kent's playing against the steroid era where his league average numbers are going to be suppressed. Ian Kinsler's in an era where nobody can hit a damn baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'll throw it, Jeff Kent was playing second base when nobody could hit playing second base. It's like the early era of the shortstop when guys hit 300 as a shortstop and they were God's greatest gift to earth. Yeah, looking back, they weren't that impressive. But at that time, they were pretty good.
To kind of mirror that, again, we're talking about the eras that they played in, right? And that's why, too, like when you look at Jeff Kent, I mean, he was playing with the roided era, right? Everyone's hitting 40 home runs. Jeff Kent has 377 home runs. Ian Kinsler has 257. And Dustin Pedroia has 140. Clears them on the home runs. Now look in their perspective to the league and their peers. Jeff Kent has a 123 weighted runs created plus. So he's still 23% above league average for his career. Whereas Ian Kinsler, 107. 7% above average. Barely above average hitter. You know, and then Dustin Pedroia, 115. And again, like as a second baseman, that's fine. I would love to have a Pirates second baseman head of a 115 weighted runs created plus. You know what I mean? But like, that's his career. 115. Like, is that Hall of Fame worthy? I mean, Jeff Kent. Why do I keep saying Kent? Jeff Kent,
I don't know,
clears them. Like in every aspect, like hitting wise, you know, that's just like where I'm at right now with it. Like Kent offensively, it's embarrassing that you're putting Kinsler and Pedroia in the same sentence as them, to me. Now, Pedroia, excellent defensive.
Here's the deal.
Second base.
Baseball hitting isn't the only thing that happens.
I get that. And I
home
just said,
the only
like,
thing that happens.
Pedroia, excellent defensive second baseman. And I get that. But
if you look at the total body of work,
a slouch.
But how
I get it.
I don't think you
get it.
I don't think you can look at WAR though and use WAR for a Jeff Kent, because defensive WAR just, you can't measure it the same.
To some level, but yes, like
you don't have the tools you do now to measure the defensive WAR. Like,
I think
we're
we all
making up
looked at
defensive WAR in Jeff Kent.
Here's the deal. I remember watching Jeff Kent, and I mean, I don't remember Jeff Kent being a very good defensive second baseman. He was kind of clunky out there. That's just where he played, because you weren't going to put him at first base.
Oh, I had a 16 defensive WAR in 1997. Now I'm going to use it in my favor.
Yeah, now you're using it in your favor. There you go, defensive WAR. Here's the deal. You look at that era, and who were the best second basemen of that era? It was Roberto Alomar, Craig Biggio, Jeff Kent. but those other two were better than him. They're both in. He's not. I don't know. I cut the line there. I don't think Jeff Kent's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I think he's a very good baseball player. It's a very good baseball player. I don't think
he is very good. He's borderline to me.
I'm okay with him being borderline.
Okay, how about this? Sheffield or Kent?
I mean, neither. But if I had to pick one,
That wasn't the question.
If I had to pick one,
Jack, what is wrong with your son?
I'm going Sheffield.
You see what I mean? Sheffield over Kent, even with like the steroid issue and all that.
Yep.
I mean,
because they're both borderline. So I'm wondering, like, do you go with the numbers or do you go with Kent? Okay.
Let's be honest. If Jeff Kent was just a better person, people would probably be pushing for him a lot more.
That's true.
Everybody hated Jeff Kent.
Kind of a jerk.
He was an
He
a-hole.
was a well-known jerk.
Another strike for Bonds.
Sure.
Not only did he take
but Bonds was so good that it didn't matter.
But no, I'm saying that's also another strike. That's also why people aren't putting him in, because not only does he have the steroids tag, but all the writers that are voting on him hate him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Again, Kenny Lofton should be in. Signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm really starting to get on board that train. And not just because your whole Ichiro Kenny Lofton comparison, but
I'm beyond
we
that
don't
now.
appreciate Kenny Lofton enough.
We don't.
We just don't.
Jim's looking at Kenny Lofton numbers right now.
I also am.
Kenny Lofton should probably be in. Yeah, I agree. As well as, like Andrew Jones, kind of in that same boat too. Yeah,
622 stolen bases for Kenny Lofton.
I mean, just the accumulation of stats is very good. And he had some seasons where he was unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good with Lofton.
I don't know if you guys remember this one. I know I said it before, probably a long time ago, but I bought a Kenny Lofton jersey. It was at Gabriel's for like $10. And I liked it.
Cleveland one?
It was spelled correctly. And especially back then, you really had to look at like the stitching and everything. Like it was really messed up. And I didn't find any like imperfections on it. But a week later, he got traded to the Braves. And well, that wasn't cool. But he got traded back like the year later. So I already returned it though. But yeah, I appreciated Kenny Lofton in my early days also. And we should appreciate him more in our later days now.
Yeah, I was always a big Kenny Lofton fan too. I agree.
We're glossing over the fact that Denard bought a Cleveland jersey.
I did.
I hate you so much.
You know what? I'm going to stay out of this conversation because there was a different Cleveland player that I really liked who is now canceled. So we're not even going to talk about him.
John Rocker?
No, I was just going to say it because he's very relevant right now.
Not that one.
The guys that got canceled.
Which shortstop? So which guy from Cleveland that got canceled are we talking about here?
Which Cleveland player that's canceled? Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. We got any more to add on the Hall of Fame talk?
I don't think so. But let's get Barry in.
I think it would be cool. They put him in the Pirates Hall of Fame last year, which was nice. Certainly, obviously, well deserved. I know. I don't remember his playing time here. Like that was falling like right. I was 5 years old when he left the Pirates, so like I do not remember Barry Bonds as a Pirate. I remember collecting 1993 Topps baseball cards though, and Barry Bonds, his card said San Francisco Giants on it, but it was a picture of him in a Pirates uniform. So. That's like a vivid memory of my childhood is this 1993 Topps baseball card, but I don't remember anything prior to that. So I don't really recall how. I know just the way that people talked throughout the 90s. People in Pittsburgh weren't necessarily big fans of the guy, which I understand. He was really good, and he left for more money, and you're not gonna like that. So, but I think enough time has passed where like that's healed here in Pittsburgh for the most part. So yeah, I don't know. Let him in. He deserves to be in.
Wait, Sean says, was Jeff Kent on Survivor?
I feel like he was. Like, that's a hidden memory I feel like I remember.
That's random as hell.
Jeff Kent. Wait, hold on.
Is it a different Jeff Kent? But I feel like I
It's
remember
gotta be a
something
different
like
Jeff
that.
Kent, right? No, this looks like Jeff Kent. This is Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent was a
it is.
contestant on Survivor Philippines. How did I not know this?
I feel like I remember like hearing about that.
He
I'll see it
lasted
now, too.
22 days. He finished in 10th place.
Sounds
Howard,
like
You know
his
what?
Hall
If
of
he
Fame
would have,
track,
if he
too.
would have won Survivor, then I would have changed my vote. If you win Survivor, you're in. But the fact that you only got 10th place out of 18,
That's
not even
fair.
it's not even average.
Can you imagine?
Gary
a
Sheffield
North
definitely
Survivor?
would have placed top 9.
Gary Sheffield would have finished higher, yeah.
A North Shore 9 Survivor would be fun.
I would win that.
This
sure.
article says Jeff Kent went on Survivor and got pissed when he lost. Actually, I want to see. I
need him in the Hall of Fame. I need him in the Hall of Fame now. You know what? We're back.
I need to
in
see
on
him
Jeff
getting
Kent.
voted off the island.
We're back in.
All right, let's move on to this Arizona Fall League Home Run Derby. Yeah, Esmerlyn Valdez, which by the way, shout out. I know Cody's just like in his glory right now because we all know we've said it to Esmerlyn. He likes it and everything, but Cody's dubbed, Esmerlyn the Magician, which we've been running with it. We've been saying it quite a bit now. But of course, Merlin the Magician, right? Esmerlyn. So he's dubbed the Magician. He's been nicknaming him that. We've been tweeting it, putting on IG posts everywhere, right? The Magician. Esmerlyn seems to like it. Responds back with those little emojis of the magic hat. We got custom bats. Jim, what does this custom bat say?
I don't know. I didn't read them.
I don't remember. It says the Magician.
Says the Magician. No, they're really cool. They're really cool custom bats. Yeah, he's embraced the nickname. He loves it. So yeah, hopefully we get to see those bats in the Arizona Fall League Home Run Derby. Him and Blanco will be in there. We asked both of them who would win in a home run derby between each other. Both of them said Blanco, so that was kind of funny. But the fact that they're a team is pretty neat. Like the format this year, like Valdez and Blanco are a team. So if they win their first 2 rounds, their team wins, and then the finals is the 2 of them going up against each other, which is pretty neat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The home run derby. It's I want to say it's when's the date on that?
I don't know. But while you look it up, I do have the photo up on here. So my bad. It doesn't say the Magician. The pictures that are on the bat is literally like a magic hat with baseballs. Like it's the Magician. So he's definitely riding with his nickname. So that's really cool. And yes, Cody, I'm proud of you, boy.
November 8th. So November 8th.
Our son has made it.
November 8th at, I guess, 6:30 Mountain Time. That's what, 5:30, 4:30 Eastern Time? Or no, wait, we're in daylight savings time now. So who knows? Arizona time's weird.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
so like 8:30? 8:35?
I think we're at 2 hours.
2 hours difference now.
So it's going to be 8:30 Eastern, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's cool. And DiNardo got to ask Esmerlyn who would win the home run derby between the 2 of them. And Esmerlyn he gave credit to Tony Blanco, which rightfully so, because he murders baseballs when he connects.
Tony's crazy. I remember like his word.
Tony's crazy, bro.
Tony's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that was the quote. So
Yeah.
So, you know what though?
And then Tony was like, I will win.
Yeah, I don't think Esmerlyn gave himself enough credit.
So who you
I
going
think
with?
he,
Are you making a
I
prediction?
think I'm gonna hang with Esmerlyn. I think Esmerlyn will win a home run derby between the two. It's not just about how hard you hit it.
that's true. I'm gonna say though, like, I mean, hopefully they make the finals because I would love to see that. I would love to see a Blanco versus Valdez home run derby. I think Blanco wins. Like the dude he just crushes the ball.
At that, O'Neal Cruz crushes the ball too. He didn't win the derby.
You're right. Well,
That's
he looked
true.
good in it though. He put
He
on a
did.
show, but he didn't
He
win.
did.
You're right. You're right.
But does he have the stamina?
That's true. Valdez is probably in better shape.
So that's why I hope it's them two as well, because I want to see this. I want to see
Yeah.
the showdown between Esmerlyn and Tony Blanco Jr. so we can put it out there for show to see who would win. We've asked it. Let's find out now. I don't know. Like, this is tough. I mean, I don't have eyes, but according to Esmerlyn, like, you got to see this BP. Like, Tony's crazy. And I believe it. He probably is. But I feel like I'm pulling towards Esmerlyn as well for the same factors that Tyler's talking about. I think Tony will put on a show. You might see a 500-foot home run, or 2, or 3, maybe 5. But Esmerlyn might hit more of them. So I don't know. I'm excited though. Like, good for them. I'm happy for both. You know, they've been putting on a show more or less in the Arizona Fall League. So let's cap it off with this here and literally put on a show. And I think it'll be fun. And especially like for Pirates fans, I know they're still prospects, there's anything in that sense, but it's just like, hey, it's kind of cool. These are 2 Pirates prospects. They're in the home run derby, the AFL. Like, all eyes are on these 2 for this home run derby. Honestly, like, they are. So it's kind of cool. So we get to watch it.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
The show.
Also, just good for Esmerlyn, man. Just a good guy. Like, good to see him get recognized for the success he had this year. And he gets to continue doing it.
Yeah, he had a lot of success.
Certainly has had a lot of fun. All right.
I think we're done.
Is that it? You finished?
That's it. I do have an announcement. Friday, at 8 p.m., we are bringing back The Point. I will be hosting this offseason, and we've got a pretty stellar list of guests for our first episode. I'll announce those tomorrow on our social media pages, so just watch for that. But yeah, Friday, 8 p.m., get ready for The Point. We got a star-studded lineup for you guys. I'm excited.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Jeff Kent, Gary Sheffield. Heard it here first. Sorry to steal your thunder.
Nailed it.
But yeah, The Point this Friday. It's back. It's back. So
That's
back. Cool. It is back. It's going to be fun. A little bit different of a show going forward, but same premise. Still going to be fun. All right. We're out of here then. So everyone go ahead and like, subscribe. Where's our boy in the comments telling everyone? I don't see it. What's going on? Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Tell us how wrong we are about Barry Bonds. I'm sure this will be very divisive here on the Barry Bonds chat. But yeah, so we'll be back on Friday for The Point. And then, of course, on Monday, back for Bucko Brew. It is off season time. I'm excited. So we're out of here.
Also, real quick. Futures odds are already out on FanDuel. 2026 World Series. Pirates are plus 22,500.
I mean,
So what does that mean?
Odds.
What does that mean? If you put a $10 bet on the Pirates and they win the World Series, you'll win $2,250.
You have to take those odds.
I feel like it's like that Kevin from The Office thing where it's, if someone gives you 10,000 to 1 odds, you got to take it every time.
You have to.
How much was it again? 22,000 what?
plus 22,500.
I think your math was off there with 2,000. I feel like.
No, because a $100
sure?
bet would pay 22,500. So a
Yeah,
$10
you might be
bet
right.
would pay 2,000.
Math is really hard, guys. This is why I podcast and sell insurance.
All I'm trying to say for someone out there, $76,000. You're basing it by the Pirates.
Maybe not after a World Series victory. Like the value of the Pirates will skyrocket.
That's true. But I mean, what a better time to sell. Bob's just been holding out for when they win the World Series.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So then make it 80K to be safe. And then you buy the Pirates. And we can move on. And you can be the hero. All it takes is $80,000 to be the most historical figure in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's not all it takes. It takes a lot of other wins too for the baseball team.
Oh, it's going to happen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's obvious. They just got rid of Jack Little.
They have the resources to make the postseason.
Correct.
Period. Full stop.
Let's get out of here. All right, we'll be back if you're unlucky. Bye-bye.
Irish Scouts.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.